Let's see that supercharger kick in. Supercharger makes a nice whine.
Yeah, really gets it going.
Welcome to the episode of Jay Leno's Garage. We're talking about trucks today. This is the truck we use here at the shop to run errands and do stuff and pick up engine blocks and powder coating. It's the Ford F-150 Platinum. But this truck over here, very special. This is a Harley-Davidson F-150 by Ford, but it's the very first Harley-Davidson truck built by Ford. I know because I ordered it special. I went to Detroit to get it. We had a big ceremony. This truck had some interesting modifications. It's a one-of-a-kind truck. It's only got 2,000 miles on it. I never sell any vehicles, but we give them away. We've given away vehicles and auctioned them for, oh God, USO and Wounded Warriors and a bunch of charities. And this isn't going to go for multiple sclerosis. Ford's going to help me auction this off. It's only got 2,000 miles on it. It's basically a brand new year 2000 Ford F-150 Harley-Davidson limited edition truck. It is so limited edition, it is number one. This is the very first one, and it has some options on it that no other truck had that year. Let's bring in Eric Peterson. Eric, come on in. You're the F-150 guy?
I'm the F-150 guy, Jigger.
For Ford, very cool.
Yeah, thanks for having me out.
Yeah, this was a huge deal when it came out. I thought it was the coolest thing ever that Harley was partnering up with Ford Motor Company to do a Harley-Davidson truck. And they ran to about, what, 2013?
2012 was the last year we did Harley-Davidson F-150. Big success, right?
Yeah.
Perfect brand combination between Ford, F-150, and Harley. So again, a long run, a nice 13-year run.
Now let's tell people about this one, because this one, being truck number one, the very first one, I said to Ford, is there anything we can do to maybe up the ante a little bit since it is truck number one?
Yeah, absolutely. And since it's you, we said we're about performance, we're about capability in the truck, so why not put a different motor on the inside of the truck?
That's what we did. This is the very first supercharged truck. I think a couple of years later, you could get the supercharger, right?
Yeah, you could a little bit later on. There were some variants as well, even a Celine F-150
right,
as well.
Right.
So there were quite a few things that we did, but really special. We're just starting to get into these luxury type trucks with this Harley, and we made it a little extra special just for you with that supercharger.
And a lot of people don't know where the luxury truck idea comes from. It started with a tax. There was a tax back, I think, in the late 80s, early 90s, that if a car cost more than $30,000, you paid a 5% luxury tax. So Lincoln, Cadillac, all the upscale brands, you had to pay a 5% tax. But there was no tax on trucks. So if you ordered a luxury truck, which really didn't exist until this tax came along, like this, electric windows, power seat, leather, I mean, it's basically a Lincoln Continental that's a truck almost.
Yeah, and even at this, we just have a SuperCab, right? We didn't even bring the crew cab in until the year after. So,
that was the idea. The idea was, why not just put that 5% in your pocket instead of getting a sedan, just get a truck. And that's where everything comes from death and taxes, it seems like. And that's basically where this came from. And as I said, we're going to be auctioning this off for multiple sclerosis. So I think it'll bring a good price. Because
it sure should, right? I mean, you've got a one-of-a-kind truck. It's really set the benchmark for the trucks that you see behind you, right? These, $60,000, $70,000 trucks. This truck was really at the forefront of it. Like you said, people wanted luxury trucks, and then this little extra bonus with that high output engine.
And it was so nice. I used it as a truck for like the first 3 days, and then people would say to me, "You can't use that like a truck. It's a truck." Oh, all right. So I kind of parked it, and I would use my other vehicles. And then eventually, I said, "Well, let's just keep it up nice." And it's number one. It's the only one there is. It's the very first Harley-Davidson truck. Maybe the guy that buys this one will buy the last one too. So you never know. What happened to the last one? Where did that go? Do you know?
I don't know where the last one is. Maybe somebody in Sturgis has it. Who knows?
But anyway, well, let's open the hood and show people what we got.
Yeah, I think we should have been talking a little bit about it. Let's take a peek under the top.
It's only got 2,000 miles.
And there you go.
5.4 SC Lightning. That was not put in any other Harley truck.
No, this was the one we did special for you. And really, I mean, that gets you 360 horsepower,
right?
440 foot-pound of torque, about 100 horsepower more than the base engine. So this was made to do a little fun performance.
And back in 2000, that was a lot of horsepower.
It was, as a matter of fact.
The only thing not stock on this car is the battery. We went to a modern battery because the other battery was 15 years old, and I don't want to auction it off. And so we put a new battery.
Barely get it started.
But other than that, she's exactly as she left the factory. Just changed the fluids. We did coolant and all that stuff, and changed the oil. But yeah, it's 2,000 miles. It's like brand new. Plus, let's show them the interior. The interior is kind of cool. This is a real luxury truck. Obviously, electric everything, power seats.
Yeah.
And this, no other Harley truck had that. That's the for your supercharger.
Yeah, for your supercharger.
For your boost. How much
in
boost
it.
you got going through there? And you get your Harley-Davidson cup. You gotta have the Harley-Davidson cup. You gotta look at it. You see this so you can't spill it. Fantastic.
All the pieces that you need. That's right.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Kinds of little silly pieces.
No, but when you look in, I mean, it really feels, even by today's standards, there's so much high-end content in there, and the appointments with the seats.
And it came with the new country CD. This came with it when I got it. This is exactly as I got it.
Beats the 8-track.
It's a vehicle I got brand new, and it was so nice, I didn't want to drive it.
Right.
You know, so I just kind of parked it. Then a couple of years went by, and I would take it around the block and drive it once in a while. Then I have to haul something, and I would borrow a friend's truck because
you didn't want to mess it up and things like that.
Now, even this tonneau cover was custom built, right?
Well, yeah, we didn't have it when we came out with the trucks right away, so we had to actually bring the tonneau cover a little bit later to the customers. So it's full complete and ready to roll.
Okay, as you can see, it says Harley-Davidson right in there.
Yep, the mat in the back,
embossed in the back here.
Well, it's pristine.
Yeah, so this is pretty good. So. It would be, oh, it's interesting that it has the, in case somebody gets locked in here, you can open it by, just like a trunk.
That's right, exactly. Got the emergency even on the tonneau cover.
Yeah, yeah.
Safety engineers are working overtime.
And I always loved this thing. I thought it was a great looking truck. It had the dual exhaust on both sides.
With the chrome.
Yeah. And that black paint is exactly as it left the factory.
I mean, this is really, you know, a little forerunner for what we did with all the trucks today. I mean, we proved it out with these trucks, brought in luxury trucks, and really set us up for high-end trucks like the aluminum F-150 Platinum. So,
how many Harley trucks did they build? Do you know?
Throughout this first model year, wasn't very many, about 4,000. But then we got up into like the 40,000 range, really in the heyday of the market. So we had a little bit of market. Came back down, and it really ran about 1 to 2% of our mix. But it was, like I said, it was a great bit for Ford.
Right, and then they finally stopped it, I guess, because you had the Platinum Series. Because at the time, this was the top of the line.
Yeah, this was it, right? And then we brought in King Ranch,
and
then we brought in Platinum, and really had all the top end part of the market covered. And then when we moved from Harley, we actually brought in an F-150 Limited, which we brought back in 2016. So Limited, Platinum, King Ranch got the top end part of the market covered.
And this is the EcoBoost, the V6.
Yeah.
With how much horsepower?
365. So you get 5 more horsepower out of that than you do
it shows you in 15 years, a V6 is making 5 more horsepower than the supercharged biggest engine available at the time.
And in a 4x2, you're getting about 24 miles per gallon. You would have gotten about 17 in this. So this technology's come so far. It's really remarkable. But this truck is one of a kind and the best there really is.
Hey, I'd love to see in your comment section, what you guys think this thing will bring at auction. You know, because 100% of the money goes to multiple sclerosis. It's one of these deals, we don't get paid, we don't get a service thing for delivering it there. There's no expenses deducted at all. 100%, I got the truck and now I'm giving it to the auction, and it'll all go to for Ford and multiple sclerosis. So tell us what you think it'll bring. I'm curious to see who gets the closest. But we'll take you for a ride in our sumptuous interior with our big giant Harley-Davidson Cup. Come on, hop in. Yeah, when I got this was the coolest truck on the block. Well, it still is the coolest truck on the block.
It's pretty darn close to the coolest truck on the block. There's none like it, that's for sure.
You know, people forget how plain Jane trucks used to be. I always liked those ones from the 70s and 80s, the bench seat, the kind of different colors, and maybe that was about it.
Yeah, well, they were totally utilitarian, and then, you know, as they evolved, they become the vehicle, right?
Remember the guy I got this truck from was Jim O'Connor.
Yeah.
He was, what was his title?
He was the president of Ford division for the longest time. Great guy, you know, really did a lot to move the brand forward for us. And he loved trucks too. And you can tell when he was in charge of the Ford division. That's how we got great stuff like this.
This is still the best-selling vehicle in America, isn't it? The F-150.
Yeah, well, F-Series. It's been the best-selling branded truck for 38 years.
Wow.
And I mean, part of it, I think it's because of this breadth that we have. You know, the ability to get, you know, anything from a work truck, regular cab, to a high-end truck like this, a limited edition Harley.
I went to a couple of Harley truck events, which was kind of fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the bike guy showed up, truck guy showed up. You know.
They've got that same kind of passion for their products, right? I mean, between an F-150 customer and a Harley guy, they just have absolute passion for.
And you still have the cassette.
Oh yeah. We could probably listen to a book on tape if we want.
What else is in here?
That's the Sharpies in there.
Still got my all the original stuff.
The Harley flashlight.
You've got the Harley flashlight. This is a tape I listened to. Vintage car sounds.
Sounds soothing to a car enthusiast, doesn't it?
But this actually came with the truck. New Country.
How about that?
It got a lot of new faces on here. Willie Nelson, yeah. Hal Ketchum.
Willie looks like a teenager there.
Travis Tritt, yeah. And you got your Harley vanity mirror. You know, most truckers want to look at themselves as they fix their hair and whatnot. It's a new breed of trucker. And your sliding open window in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, Vicky in our band on the Tonight Show, she bought one at the same time I got mine. And of course, she put like 100,000 miles. And hers is like, you know, I would show up mine. That's all beautiful. 2000. She had like 100,000 miles on hers. You know, dented.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, that's the
give her grief all the time because it's a truck.
It's a truck. They're made for work. In fact, you know, lots of times when we just even do photos of our trucks for commercials and the like, we don't do anything to them. They just get them dirty, right? Because that's the way most people use them. Yeah. So, you know, there's very few unique ones like that, which like this one, which to me is part of what makes it so appealing from an auction standpoint. Next thing will be the Raptor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I mean, that's I have not driven the new one, but
how many horsepower?
We haven't talked about it yet, but it'll be more than today's, which is in the low fours. So it'll be more. We're gonna have a high-powered output EcoBoost engine in it, so it is going to be it's going to be a fun drive. Plus, if you think about it, it'll be lighter, so it'll be a lighter truck with more horsepower, more torque, more suspension travel. Engineers can't wait to show you. Well, I think you were with Dave Perasek, right? At SEMA. Yeah. So he and his team are working like crazy on that right now, which is really exciting.
I gotta admit, I really like Detroit. Yeah. The thing I like about it is it's, you know, most cities like New York, if there's something old like a 2-story building, I just tear it down and put up a 50-story building. Yeah. Whereas in Detroit, there's no advantage to tearing this stuff down. So there's still like old bookstores, and all kinds of fascinating things like that.
It's pretty neat too, because the downtown is really starting to get a nice revival.
I love King's Bookstore downtown.
Oh yeah.
King's Bookstore, and then over in is it Greektown?
Yep, Greektown.
Oh man, great food.
Yep.
One of the best pizzas I ever had was in.
I like that Pizzapopolis. Is that that big thick pizza that's there?
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Let's see that supercharger kick in. Supercharger makes a nice whine.
Yeah, really gets it going. Nice to get a little open road there.
10 pounds of boost. I forgot how much fun this thing is to drive. I don't know.
That is a blast.
I don't know.
No, don't change your mind. I think they're already ready for it.
Might have to drink some Harley-Davidson coffee.
That's right. It's for a great cause.
Once again, my Harley-Davidson, where's my Harley-Davidson
flashlight?
Harley-Davidson flashlight, the whole bit. Hey kids, collect the whole set. But this is all stuff was here when I got the car. Come on, let's go back to the garage. We'll talk.
That's fine.
Alrighty.
Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, I want to thank Eric for coming out and doing this little presentation. As I said, we're going to auction this off for multiple sclerosis. 100% of the profits goes to the charity. I'll miss this old truck, but it'll be going to a better,
great cause.
a better use. And it's, oh, we forgot to show people the trick door. Look at the trick door. You see, you got this right here. See that? There you go. That's kind of cool. And you got the, wait, look at some of the other features before you buy it. Look, look, look. You got a thing that bongs if you leave the key in. How annoying is that? But, and because, you know, this had all this stuff up here. Every little, and the boost gauge, nobody had that. This is the only truck that had the boost gauge from Ford. You got a better angle on that? Can you see it?
Cool.
Very cool. Okay. And what else? Oh, I don't know. Well, it's just a bunch of stuff. But as I said, I've had this thing for 15 years. It's been maintained and waxed and polished. And it's a brand new 2000 Ford F-150 Harley-Davidson Limited Edition, and the very first one, and the only one customized by Ford specifically, well, for me, I guess. But it's a supercharged car, and it's going to go to a good cause. And tell you what, if you bid on this and you buy it, you can take delivery here at the garage. We'll give you a tour of the shop. I don't know what that's worth, but hey, anything to help out a good cause. So thanks a lot, Ford. Eric, thank you again.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Jay. It's been a pleasure.
And, thanks for Ford for building this truck. And thank you guys for watching and hopefully bidding on this and helping out a good cause. See you next week.
Mm-hmm.